Hey, everybody. Uh, you got me a shaver yesterday. So, yeah, as you can see, I've shaved. Feel better. I don't mind it growing out during wintertime. But no, it's odd. I went on my computer. I'm going to talk about WrestleMania 38 here in just a second. But it's weird. I went on my computer here with this computer, and I guess it's my browser. I guess it's different from my phone. But my pictures looked like they'd been removed or took off. And I thought, what the heck happened? And at some point, even before that showed up like that, at some point, it also at times it put my old pictures on there, and then it would, like, if I go into one thing and then I'd see another way on the other side, it was weird. Like it had me in my work shirt, my old work shirt, the one with the Hardee's thing, and then I could go into another thing and it'd show my one uploaded. I don't know. There's something with these things. But anyway, I was going to give my thoughts on WrestleMania 38. I did not order it because at this point in my life, I don't need to order pay per view that much. Wrestling itself is not what it used to be. Although I will say, Cody, being the one that everybody thought it was going to be for Seth Rollins. Originally, it was going to be Shane McMahon, but we all know what happened to that. So it was going to be Shane McMahon versus Seth Rollins. I thought they still might pull that, at the last minute. Just, Shane McMahon. So, but it turned out they didn't. And, had things not went the way that, they did for Cody Rhodes in AEW, and had he not had that deal where they didn't get to re-sign him and they didn't come to an agreement, this wouldn't even be happening right now. But I was thinking, Texas, this WrestleMania. I know I don't like the 2-night thing, but it's it is what it is. But anyway, I was thinking, you had Undertaker, you had Cody, you had Stone Cold, and I'll get to that in just a minute. But almost everybody that was available in Texas, you had on this one show. And I'll just say Cody Rhodes stole the show last night, in my eyes, because he can wrestle. He's not injured like Stone Cold is. He's not hurt. I pretty well predicted what would happen with that Stone Cold match. It turned into a slight match, but it was basically what I said. It wasn't going to be much of a, it's just him getting to do his greatest hits one last time, and basically he got like four things done to him in the whole thing, and a stunner once. Early on in the match, if you want to call it that, he got thrown into the ring post. He barely bumped for Owens on that barricade. He threw him into the barricade. He bumped on that. He got a see. You got the suplex, the stunner, the barricade, and the ring post shot. And they did do a few punches back and forth, but that's all the work. It ain't that hard to do. But no, they basically did what you would think for that match, and they had the KO show set thing going, and that took like 20 minutes. So really, and time Stone Cold got into the ring and they got all that done, they really wasn't about but 10 minutes. of a match or something that they called a match. I still don't really call it a match because, like I said, anything with Stone Cold, they, 20 years ago, they couldn't backdrop him after he had that, happen to him with Owen Hart in that SummerSlam match. But I mean, I'm not trying to take away from Stone Cold, but it's not Stone Cold Steve Austin. We all know that. It's not him at his best. He did what he could here, and that's all you can say at this point. And somebody might say, well, what did you expect? Well, I'm not trying to be mean, and I'm not trying to downplay Austin, but this was the crap. I mean, this was like the crapper. I know why he came back, and he probably wanted to do what Taker did and go out on a positive note, winning note. And I understand, well, I started in Dallas, Texas, and I want to end in Dallas, Texas. Well, you should have had this crap 6 years ago, Austin. I mean, you could have pulled this off already and they've been in Texas how many times? Uh, it's not like it's not like by WrestleMania 32 that you couldn't have pulled one of these out. You've had numerous chances. I could see why he didn't do it, for a few years, afterwards. But he's had time to heal up what he need to heal up, and as long as he don't go crazy on the caffeine and the coffee and all that got his heart out of whack in the first place, and get too anxious, he can work. He probably still could have another couple of matches like he had last night if he wanted to. I mean, like I said, if he only had to take 2 or 3 bumps, 4 bumps in the whole match, which is what I saw. Which, by the way, I didn't get to see there's people that took it with their phone, and you can't really see it that close because they're sitting, but they'll upload it later on YouTube. But I tried the peacock thing, the cock, as Jim Cornette calls it. But that thing's just weird. Like, oh, you can get this for free, and they show like they'll have 1 or 2 things picked out. And like I said, that thing, I can't even hardly work it. I can't figure out how you save things on there. I tried that, and the only thing it gives you is just rewind and fast forward button and a couple of other little things that I'm not interested in. It's choices. So anyway, so I'm going to do what I did yesterday, and I'm not going to order it. I'm just going to watch whatever YouTube puts up or the live pre-show. It's funny too. The USA Network, they wasted 2 hours, didn't even have one match on the pre-show. And it's just all this talk. And I think what saved this WrestleMania from being a complete stinker, because I knew the Austin thing, and it's good. Like I said, it had its moments, but it's not nothing you couldn't have seen. Him do, 6 years prior to this. He could have came out of retirement and they could have did something at WrestleMania 32 because they were in Texas that year. But he did. The Rock had a short match with Eric Rowan that year. And that was the year Shane McMahon came back. And the match with Taker in that Hell in a Cell match. But, yeah, like I said, everybody got to go home happy. Stone Cold got to do what he did, and I'm sure Vince was willing to give it to him. Like I said, it was they already knew what they could and couldn't do with Stone Cold, so you got what you got. But had it been Roman Reigns or somebody like that they didn't, it had to be somebody they would be willing that would be willing to lose to Stone Cold Steve Austin in the way. You couldn't have done this to Roman Reigns or Goldberg or or somebody with a bigger, well, Goldberg, he's getting old, but you couldn't have got this kind of match out of him, I don't think, with Austin. If you had it, as a dream match, Drake, I was thinking, like I said earlier, I was thinking, man, it'd been better if it'd been Taker and Austin, because they've worked together many times, and Taker's always been safe, a good safe worker. He never would have hurt Stone Cold. Same way, Kevin Owens. He's a mid card act himself at best. That's a lot of these. I mean, Roman is up there and Brock, a couple of them, but overall, Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins was probably the best match that I could watch. Cody Rhodes, what I saw him do last night. I mean, they do it in highlight form and they skip around a little bit on purpose. I mean, that's the way WWE does their stuff. But it'll come out later. Somebody will upload it. But no, I saw Cody. That was good. The ladies' matches were also pretty cool. The Ronda Rousey, Charlotte, that was okay. Even though I don't like her, I think she's just the rudest, what, out there. And because supposedly we had her text us one time off of Twitter, and she's just like the rudest bitch I ever seen. I wouldn't want to meet her in real person. Cause I'd probably be going at it with her, and she'd be like, "Oh, I know, yeah, I remember y'all." If it was her, man, she'd be trying to start something. I could just see it. But nah, I just, yeah, it's kind of surprised that Ronda lost last night. I figured they would. Because in her initial run, they protected her good. She only lost one time. Yeah. And being that Ronda hadn't had a match yet, I don't think in her comeback yearly run or whatever this is going to be, a year and a half, whatever, she hadn't had a match. I figured it was pretty much set in stone that she'd have won last night, but they may, or Vince might be planning on doing it again, probably having a rematch, and then she'd get her due at some point, maybe like SummerSlam or something, and have her go on a run of some kind, another title run. But it's hard to do Ronda Rousey compared to most people. Hang on just a minute.
I didn't hear nobody. I went to bed a little late because of WrestleMania. That's time to find.
I'm not seeing that. Yeah, I'm seeing that. I don't know. It's weird. I don't know. It might be on a Facebook thing. But anyway, I like WrestleMania. What I saw of it and got to see it, I don't mind to watch it like I have to watch it. I mean, like I said, it is what it is. I think night two would actually be probably the. I for some reason, now, even though I know Brock and Roman are going to do their thing tonight, and it seems like they've wrestled 100 times. I know they ain't, but it seems like they've done it 100 times over, and it's getting stale on that. They're going to have that jackass Johnny Knoxville idiot on there tonight. Um, then Pat McAfee in that match that he's going to have. So there's two celebrity matches right there, and just tonight itself, I just don't like all that celebrity involvement. I mean, if you want to do one match with a celebrity, that's one thing, but you know, I don't know what to think about this WrestleMania. It's not what I wouldn't pay $60, $10 for something that you know the ins and outs. If you're like me, you've watched long enough, you know about what's going to take place. It don't really surprise you. Every once in a while, they'll surprise you. Like I said, with Ronda not winning the women's title, of course, considering who she was in there with, and it being Charlotte, Ashley Flair, the little bitch snob. She's like that in real life, I can tell you. Uh, it wouldn't surprise me a bit. And I can tell you, I ain't been around her as met her in person or nothing. I can tell you, if it was her over the phone, she's pretty bitchy. So I can see getting into it with her, and not just word wise, probably physically too. She'd be somebody that get her comeuppance one of these days. She thinks she's all that in a bag of chips because she's, gotten all this special treatment because she's Ric Flair's daughter and all this crazy crap and all this junk. But no, I'm just saying, if I could just see if somebody met her, they'd probably want to punch her in her face. It'd surprise me. I mean, she seems like she'd be very confrontational. And you say, well, there again, she wouldn't be there that long if she was. Well, like I said, I don't know if I met the real one off the internet or not. I don't know. There's all these that say, "Oh, this is the real thing." And I got to a point where Alexa Bliss was saying she's a real person and all that stuff. She wouldn't call and let me hear her voice, or she supposedly was going to come up here. And these people, I said one thing about it. I said, if these are the real people and them asking for cards or money or talking about banks and all that stuff, it don't make sense. I mean, I'm just saying, I'm being right straight down the middle. I'm just taking it with a grain of salt, you know. And it's weird, but we got in Twitter, and then there was Oscar, and they just came out of nowhere. They said, "Oh, are you a fan of mine?" And the Alexa Bliss I can explain. I saw on Slat Rock wrestling. It's basically these people that do the wrestling news. Back in December, early December of last year, we'd run into her, and if this was the real one, I mean, like I said, just take it with a grain of salt. We don't know for a fact. Even though we got supposedly here as of recent, she gave her number again. And it might have been the same one. I don't remember because it'd been months. I'd been frustrated because we thought we really had something nice and thought, that she said she wanted, what we offered and stuff, and she would come up and all that stuff. We had to do this and had to do a green dot thing and had to do. It just didn't sound right. I just don't think wrestlers, if they are going to do that, that's disrespectful to the fans. I mean, how many fans would have not died to have had Alexa Bliss at their door? I mean, look how cute she is. Look how I mean, she would be somebody. I mean, she don't weigh hardly 100 pounds, and she's like 5 feet or nothing. But she's, I was going to say, man, I kind of had been a fan of her, a little bit. there for a while. I mean, was she my top favorite? No, but I was really ecstatic. It's like, well, I'll be a big fan. She was talking all this talk on my phone, texting me saying, "Oh, I can't wait to come down. Can't wait to come down and see y'all, and y'all could come to my matches. And move in my house, yada yada yada, and all this stuff." But like I said, just take it with a grain of salt, because I don't know. But I can tell you where my mind was at. I was like, this can't be real. It's got to be somebody playing some kind of game or something. But just on the off chance it was real, I know how the WWE is strict on communication, social media a lot of times and stuff. But they do a lot more now with cameos and all that stuff. So I don't know. But that's why I say this stuff's free. This Twitter and this Facebook. So I just say, hey, don't offer to do nothing. If they start talking money and all that, and they start telling you to go do a bank thing or this or that, just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Don't do it. It's not worth it. I'm not doing cards. I'm not doing anything. I'm just gonna say it like this. I'm gonna do what I have to do. To do what I have to do to get stuff for the house and for the apartment and what me and my wife need. So I'm not in no hurry to get things done. Uh, if our unicorn thing happens, it happens. If it don't, if there's no lady out there that can come to the house, my wife yesterday, she told me, and she told me that when she went in there to order, I forgot to put this on here, but she told me yesterday some young girl in there. She didn't get her name, and she don't remember who it was, but it was one of the young ones in there. There's always a young one in most of these restaurants in this local area, and it's probably about 3 o'clock, somewhere through there. She was fixing to come home, but she wanted to stop and get her a bite to eat. But she went in there and get her a bite to eat, and this person was going. I said I wasn't there. I was up here at the house, up here at the apartment. She told me when she got home, she said, there's another woman down there she's sitting in there talking with me and everything and offered to take me home. And I told her no. I said, well, you did the right thing. She said she's just trying to be sweet, but my fear is, and I wouldn't mind it, but it's like every time she's out or every time I'm out, I feel like I'm being stalked or watched in some way or something. I'm not a big public figure person. I'm not one of these that likes a lot of attention. My wife don't either. But it feels like somebody just kind of, I don't know, because like I said, if you'd be anywhere else, you'd be in New York, Las Vegas, you wouldn't be seeing this. You almost definitely would not be seeing this, at least to the extent it's happening up here. It's like almost every time she goes out somewhere that somebody wants to do it. Now, Miss Hazel, our neighbor, had saw her yesterday evening when she went back down there to get some stuff, and she let her bring her home because she was family. But no, I mean, I want this unicorn bestie thing. Me and my wife want it, but I told her, I said, and I had a talk with her yesterday. I said, if that young girl keeps coming up to you and talks to you more and you see her again and you go slow with her, make her earn it, because I said a lot of times when she gets excited, 92, at the potential of it might be the person that, we're supposed to have. And then it turns out it's not. And then they give her a number and she comes home like that last one. She come home, give it to me, that Ellen or whatever. She come home, give me her number and all that stuff. And then it kind of went to the shits. Because then she started saying, oh, because she kind of lied a little bit. She said, oh, I didn't have nothing. Told my wife all this mushy stuff. Was playing slap ass with her or some kind of game, silly joke game front of people in the store, acting like she's, and even mentioned, said, "Oh, I think I know you somewhere." But it's strange, every time my wife tries to tell me something good or tries to say, "Hey, I think I found something," and she lets them know about me. She tells them all the time, and it's strange. But like, and she just said this last one, not the one I just brought up before this one, but the second to last one, the one that did the most to convince her, and it turned out wasn't. She, said thought she knew me, thought she saw me at Hardee's or something before. I said, ain't no telling. You know, I can't tell you whether I ever had, but and I said I've seen a few come in there with some like booty shorts or whatever. But no, it's it's weird. Um, like you just people can't help themselves. They've either got to throw something on somebody and act like they're interested, and they can't really be themselves. And that's the hardest thing for me and my wife is these people can't be themselves. They try to pretend or be something that they're not, and it just hurts. I don't know why they do that, but yet they can go and meet somebody that they met long ago, and they're okay with them. Well, they got to show us the same respect regardless if they want things to go good. But that's why we cut out everything. We've cut out going to the pig, cut out going in that grocery store, cut out going to family diner. People starting to notice, when they do something and they lie on me and my wife, we're serious. We don't go back in these stores. I don't care if they offer gift cards or apologies or. My wife said yesterday she was walking. She has to go past. Whether it's true, I don't know. I guess it'd have to be. I mean, I know they're out there sometimes and they open the doors, but I could see this being a thing that got around because I mentioned it I shared this out on Facebook. But Lucy and Rachel and them are the ones that I used to know, and that Audrey a little bit. I mean, I didn't know them personally. I didn't go home with them, but or hang out with them. But and they're not family, but they knew who I was because I had volunteered for them one time. But this old lady had lied on me and said that one of the other ladies in there had told her that we called her a lot or something. And I didn't. I said that time we lost the or thought we lost the food stamp card. My wife thought she lost it. We ended up finding it after she already did what she did, but we've got it right here in my little change purse thing, monkey purse thing, and it's got our IDs in there and everything. So wherever it's at, that's where it's at. Wherever that chain thing goes with that stuff hooked on there, it's where it's at. So anyway, no, we're not planning on ever coming back. So if you're Gene Wade at the pig, if you're Hardee's, whoever's over y'all, and if you're a family diner in Decatur, any of those three places in Decatur, Tennessee, no, we're boycotting it. We got other places we can go. Dollar General's always clean. Yeah, I won't be getting no plate lunches. Everybody's starting to notice. Me and my wife ain't too happy right now with people in Decatur, Tennessee. Uh, they're starting to notice. I mean, Gene and everybody's starting to notice that we've been it. I put it out there. I said, no restaurant should fail for rats or for the fact of being lazy and not having the deli clean like it should be. There's no excuse for any person that works for him to kiss his butt and make it. I don't care how nice of a guy he is. He's horrible at his cleaning. He doesn't keep the. He doesn't make sure that the people that he's putting in charge of his store doesn't make sure that the trash is taken out on time, and a lot of times the tables are always ended up dirty. I didn't say they never were clean, but you have to clean them more than 2 or 3 times. That's why I said if he hired a couple of people like myself or just a couple of youngins, that's looking for a job just to get their feet wet, have a couple part timers a couple times a week, you get people wanting to come in more and comment more. But the median age probably for Decatur, and I don't know for a fact, but I have a pretty good idea. The median age for Decatur for most customers that go into the Piggly Wiggly, is probably 50 plus. You might can argue that there's young couples, a couple of young couples once in a while, or somebody from Athens comes to Decatur and probably visits. That's probably where a lot of the youngins come from. And like I said, there's some young moms out there with their own kids. Sometimes they come in there, very rarely, but there's also going to be a lot of people on my side. Gene Wade, and I don't know this, but I don't know who they would be, but there'd probably be some people who agree with me too. That says, well, he deserved to get busted. It took him. He probably spent over $50,000 just in that alone to get all that food back, and then he cost people their jobs. I know our family member didn't go. She went back, but then she ended up, I think, quitting. She told my wife and said that she couldn't put up with Gene. He changed after Milford and them died. When Milford died, they kind of let. Well, I mean, it was going downhill as it was anyway on the deli end. But I wouldn't blame anybody for not keeping those things clean if he didn't care about it. Hang on, man. Hello, hi, darling. Well, ain't nobody come in here. I didn't like I said. I didn't go to bed with you. It was like 4 o'clock, so I would have known. I mean, I hadn't been up long. I didn't go to sleep much. I don't really need that much. And to me, I don't, but it's just where I was trying to find some of that stuff, and it took me a while to get it all watched or looked at. So it'd be probably kind of like that tonight if I try to wait because it takes a while for somebody to load it up. A lot of these people are doing it with their phones. So, that's how I'm getting a lot of it. Because even the Stone Cold thing, it wasn't, you could see it, but it wasn't like they were up close. They wasn't like in the front row or nothing. So, well, you want to get something to eat, go ahead. If it's, if it's a, get us one of them small pizzas a piece or something. No, I was talking about Subway. Are they open? Well, they should. Well, Subway should be open. I mean, yeah, they should be open. I mean, they should. I mean, I'm not a big Subway customer, but and I don't know them like. But even Hardee's is open on Sundays. They just close maybe an hour earlier than normal. But they'll be open. Well, just wherever you feel like going, okay. But if you go in Hardee's, I think they went up on stuff in there. I don't know what they got. I ain't been in there. I probably have never stepped back in there myself personally, but wherever you want to go, okay. well, well, I mean the pizzas will be $5. The pizzas that we get Subway. Uh, Hardee's, I don't know because I ain't been in there in a while, and probably never will go back. Uh, so I don't know about that. Diner has to be off. Uh, I just don't, and then of course pigs out. Um, so really, it's either McDonald's you get probably a deal there where you can get you if anything else you can get you a couple of biscuits. They usually have some of them dollar biscuits that you bring home or something like that. If you don't want to buy something like you did yesterday, they got other options in there. You could even get you a drink for $1 in there. You wanted your drink. So that's about what's in the cater. Unless that one woman's setting up today. I don't know. Well, she's Sunday. She probably is. Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't think about that. My mind is but well, I should have known she would be out on probably on Sunday. But no, she usually does it like Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, something through there. But no, that's about all the choices I can think of. But as far as the cheapest, I mean, probably McDonald's. But if you wanted two pizzas, it'd be $10 plus tax if you got one, and me one. So that take you 10 right there. Okay, yeah. All right. Love you. Bye, honey.
Hey, honey, I was just now thinking, I think it's Miss Parker or Roger, because Roger has been acting weird around me lately, and I think even when I walking in the house late at night, I think he picked the lock or he opened it from the outside, the door. He has been acting strange around me lately. Maybe he's the one that did it last night and he just not noticed it. You know what I mean? But call me back when you can. All right, love you, bye.
I just got your message. Like I said, I probably you know I probably one of us might have mislooked or misplaced something, and uh, but if we find it, we have it. But no, no. I'm too easy to wake up. I hardly ever sleep sound. You've seen me sleep sound, but it's very rare unless I'm just dead tired. Sometimes I can sit up sleep in this chair, but if I'm tired. But no, they wouldn't get past me. They'd have to really come in here and just that door alone, that door we got, they'd have to beat and bang on it if somebody gonna come in here. That thing usually locks pretty good, so no, and I know we've dealt with our next door neighbor over here, but he ain't going. He'd be beating and banging if it were him or somebody else. But no, just like I said, those is a reminder. Just try not to get nobody to bring you home, just in case somebody might try to pull one of these tricks. But if somebody wants something, you just tell them about our Facebook or something like that. or whatever, and just or something, or YouTube. Just tell them, say, hey, subscribe to Derek Lehman's YouTube or whatever. We get on there and make videos. But, anyway, I love you, honey, and I'll see you soon. All right. Bye, sweetheart. Oh, anyway, my wife was doing thing on my phone. I can do a voice text. But anyway, uh, yeah, I'm gonna do the same thing like I told her I'm gonna do. Watch it on YouTube, so I'll probably be up a little late tonight. But anyway, I'll share this out and on Facebook. So anyway, I'll see you later. Bye.